Everyone's aware of the stewardship enrichment campaign that has been, I guess it began about late last spring. And I was asked to participate in that campaign, and I thought it was like one of the most exciting things I could think of. And when I found out that my particular assignment had to do with spiritual emphasis, I said, great, this is wonderful. I mean, when the campaign is talking all about, money and buildings and, people and plans, and it's really nice to keep Jesus Christ in the forefront, and I was just really thrilled that I would have a part of playing that role. And so I said, yes, I'm ready, I'm there. And so I began working on it, but about that time, something else happened in my family. Well, my husband got a big promotion, and it was great. He was going to now report to the president of the company, a very godly man, and solved all of our, financial problems. He got a nice big raise. And we were being transferred to Cincinnati, Ohio. How about that? So we would get to be there with my family. So all of, my mother, my father, my sisters, my brother, my in-laws and outlaws, they were all there, and I'm going to be with them, and that was just tremendous. But we had a major conflict, of course, because now I am working on a project for the kingdom here in Dallas, Texas. And Charles is going to be working on some other things in Cincinnati, Ohio, so we had a conflict. So I decided that I would just work with what I had right now and let God tell me how He was going to work that whole thing out. So I did. One night I was reading through the manual that we got for stewardship enrichment, and I got kind of hung up on the concept of a sacrificial gift. And I started asking questions. Have I ever given sacrificially? Did I ever give until it really hurt? I mean, I've given gifts, but did I do enough? Am I going to do enough this time? And God kind of interrupted my train of thought, like He does sometimes. He essentially said, Gail, you're obsessing over the definition of a word. Stop it. And I said, okay, Lord. And He said, I'll give you the definition when I'm ready. And I said, okay, I'll wait until you're ready. And right at that moment, I began thinking about all the scriptures that I know of about sacrifice. And one thought just sort of loomed very large in my mind. It was really a song, a familiar song that says, to obey is better than sacrifice. And I said to myself, yeah, that's what all the materials that I'm reading in the Stewardship Enrichment Manual talk about obeying. And about that time, another thought came into my mind, and this was a wild one. Basically, God said, this year, in addition to your financial gift, you and Charles will give something else very special. And as I meditated on the thought, it was that you are going to be separated from Charles for a while. He is going to go on to Cincinnati, Ohio, and you are going to stay here and finish up the project that you have begun. And I really had problems with that because I wasn't sure it was from God. I mean, that kind of sounded like something I could make up myself, something that I wanted to do. And I decided that maybe I needed confirmation from God. I had never done this before, but for the first time in my life, I said, I'm going to put out a fleece. I'm going to just ask God to confirm, and here's the test. God, would you just put that same thought that you just gave me, if it's from you, would you put it in Charles's mind? And would you have those words come from Charles before I bring it up to him, so that the thought is his and not mine? And I'm going to sit back for once. I'm going to wait on the Lord and wait until my husband gives me direction in this thing. And so I did. I sat back and I waited. The next day, Charles came home from Cincinnati very excited. He had met with his new boss. They had talked about all kinds of things, financial things, personal things, and spiritual things. Charles said that the highlight of his day was they sat together in the executive dining room and prayed about the job. How neat that you can pray with your boss about something like that. And he was very excited, and then he stopped all of a sudden and said, by the way, you know that I'm leaving right away, but I think you're going to have to stay here for a while. In fact, I think you'll stay here for a few months, and we'll just be separated for a while. And I said, oh, really? As if I didn't know that already. And so that was the plan. That became the sacrifice, the extra sacrifice that God was calling on our family to give because of this current campaign. And so we've lived that way for the last 3 months. Charles has been in Cincinnati, and I have been sort of partially in Cincinnati and partially in Dallas. And we have watched as this campaign just unfolded, and as things really unfolded for Charles also in Cincinnati. So here we are near the end. I will be leaving permanently November 15th. But until then, I'm so looking forward to the all-church meeting, the celebration of all that we've been doing all summer. I have my first fruits offering ready. I am ready to give. And I am just ready to see what God is going to do throughout the next couple of weeks and beyond as part of this wonderful campaign. So I just want to leave you with a blessing. I want to bless you with joy and with peace. And I want to ask for your prayers as we move on to Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know what God has planned there, but I've already put the elders on notice that there just may be a far northeast campus in your future. So thank you and God bless.